Hello everyone, just a small video demonstrating how to change the battery in a Toyota key fob. It's a complete module, so the fob and the key are all one piece. So this key here is from my 2007 Toyota Yaris. This particular car does not have push button start. So it has keyless entry. Well, I should say we have remote entry with the disarm and arming of the car's alarm, which works the central locking system as well. But this particular model does not have push button start. So replacing the battery on this module may be similar to other Toyotas. Maybe the Corolla or the Yaris of the similar age, 2007. So after you take the keyring off the key, if you look very carefully, there's a very small slot just in that area just there. And I'm going to use a small blade screwdriver. Just put it into the slot there and just give it a small twist, a little bit of a twist. And you'll just feel it pop open, and I might just give it a little bit more along here as well, just to ease it apart. Just being careful not to damage the housing. It's fairly tight. Might just try it just here as well, just give it a little bit of a, there we go, didn't need much, just a little bit of encouragement just to separate it. Now part of this will come apart, here we go. So that cover there comes off. Okay, and we're left with this module here, which is visible to us. And it's actually quite good. It has the key on this part here outside the key. It actually has the part number for the battery, which happens to be a CR2016 or CR2016, 3-volt lithium battery. So the next step is to just carefully prise this part here out of the key. Comes out fairly easily by the feel of it. Here we go. It's one complete module, and we can just put the key body down there. Okay, so this here holds the battery and also the electronic components for the central locking. So on the other side of the key, of course, we've got our buttons here. So just be careful not to let anything fall apart there. Just sit it there gently on the surface and look at the next step. Well, I can't see the battery yet, so it appears that the battery is actually underneath this little cover here. So we'll go about seeing if we can get that out. I'm going to try my little blade here. Here we go, a little click there. And I'll try on this side, on this little tab. I think that's going to come out. Yeah, oops, there we go. You always get a little bit nervous that you don't want to break anything, but it came apart quite easily. So just put that down to one side there. Now I'm noting that the top of the battery facing me is the positive. And I can see on the battery that it's got their CR2016, so that's all good. And I'm just going to very carefully remove that out of the clip. There it goes. Put that to one side, out of the way so I don't mix them up. Just give that a little blow. Not that it needed it, it's quite clean inside. With this particular type of key fob, there is a tendency for them to get quite dirty because, you know, it gets a lot of handling, because this is the part you're always hanging on to as you insert the key and of course start the car. But everything looks pretty good. I'm now going to put my new battery in place with, of course, the positive facing upwards. Just carefully clip that into position. Didn't go in, so I'll just try again. I'm pressing in this time towards the clip to make sure it's gone into the clip. There we go. Looks like it doesn't clip into position, but I notice here on the back of this little cover here, it's got a little raised section. So that obviously puts a little bit of pressure onto the battery and that holds it into position. So now I'm going to put that back into position. Can only go in one way. You've got a wider tab on this side and a narrow tab down there. So I'm just looking to see where it goes, and that's correct. The narrow tab goes down the front here and there like that, and then I just let it go backwards and just press carefully and the top tab should snap in. There we go. Nice and gentle. I don't think you'd want to snap these little tabs off, that'd be very bad. Then you'd have to work out some way of, you'd probably have to try to glue it on again and maybe pack that to hold the battery in place. That would be bad news. So be very, very careful, taking those tabs out. I think in hindsight, by just opening it up at the wide tab there and just very gently lifting it upwards, it should just slide out of the bottom position here. Okay, you sort of learn these things as you go. The thing is to be very careful, because when it's your first time, it's very easy to break one of these tabs, I'd imagine. So you don't want to do that. So be very careful, please, when you're taking off this cover, that you don't crack or break or snap off these tabs. You'll be very unhappy with yourself if you do that. Right, now I'm going to put the module back into the key body, and it only goes in one way. You can see the shape, so it just sits in there like that. That's our little bird in the background, little cockatiel. Always likes to be talking while I'm talking. So it's okay there, birdie. Everything's under control. You just take it easy. Right, just pressing in nicely there. Didn't need much pressure. It fits in there quite easily. Okay. Buttons are all in position. That all looks nice. So I'm quite happy with how that looks. This key's in pretty good condition because this car is 2007 and this is the original key, and I imagine that it has had a lot of handling over the time. I've had the car for about I think maybe 5 years now, I suppose. I've replaced this battery in the past. Actually, maybe I haven't. I'm just trying to remember now. Maybe I haven't replaced the battery in the past. You know how you sort of tend to forget these things. But I'm sure I would have over all that time. I'd say that I have replaced it in the past, and I would have been careful back at that time as well. But this time I'm showing you on video how you can go about doing it. And I imagine this key is quite a common Toyota key. So now I'm going to put on the cover. And I think I'll start pressing down where it attaches to the key itself. Looks like that's a good position. It just sits there nicely. Now I'm going to sort of squeeze it towards the key ring end. There we go, that felt okay, and it just snapped together very easily. So there you go. That's how to replace the battery in your Toyota key. This is a combined unit with the key and the central lock-in and alarm disalarm buttons on it, and this is out of my 2007 Toyota Yaris or Toyota Vitz, and the battery that you need is a CR2016 3-volt lithium battery. Thank you for watching.